probably be back. Is that still the case right now?
That's been my gut all along. You know, but I didn't think he'd be drafted that high. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. I knew he was going to probably get drafted most likely first round. I think there were about 50 picks with the compensatory and all that stuff, and I wouldn't have been surprised to see him draft somewhere in there. But 26 was a little bit higher than I thought he would get drafted. But again, until he tells me he's not playing football, it's been my stand all along that he'd be back. But if he's not, you know, we've got Mike Wade, who's a guy that we as a staff have a lot of confidence in, and then we've got a freshman, you know, and it's not good for your health, and this is what you do for a living, to have to, you know, live with freshman quarterbacks. But if we got to go with a freshman, man, I'm ready to go with a guy like Taj Boyd, and we'll just, you know, there's going to be some growing pains, and we'll deal with them. But nobody I'd want to be with other than that young man. And I'm just thankful that we have him, and you know, we'll go with, puts us in a little bit of a bind, obviously, with one of our quarterbacks transferring out of here, and then if we lose Kyle to baseball, you know, we'll have a lot of depth. So we'll have to protect well, run the football, and play great defense.
The slot that he got picked in last year, I think paid 1.2, or it was slotted 1.2, and then, you know, the estimate is that it's probably a $2 million bonus offer they'll get on that slot. The parents have said it would take life-changing money.
Yeah.
You know the parents better than anyone. Is that life-changing money for someone?
I don't think 1.2 million is life-changing money.
No, $2 million. Those chances are, when negotiations are done, it'll probably be in that $2 million range.
I don't have a figure. I mean, that's something that they have to decide what's life-changing for them. I mean, you know, if that was your sport, that's all you did. I mean, golly, what a phenomenal opportunity. But again, when you're considering the other things that he's walked away from, you know, they're going to have to pay him for that value. And you know, 1.2, I don't think that would even come close to getting it done. So it's going to just be a negotiation. But again, I would say this: I'm not privy to baseball draft info or anything like that, but if I'm with the Rockies and I take a guy with 26th pick, you know, it'd be hard for me to, and knowing the situation, I mean, they obviously know all the dynamics involved here. You know, I would think that they'd probably be willing to, you know, negotiate highly in their favor. So, you know, and that's to do what they got to do to get Kyle Parker to give up football. So we'll see.
That having been said, you know, you do real well when you're just recruiting the kid in the family, but you're going to have to recruit against the Rockies, the whatever the $1 million, an agent or two. You're kind of in a weird situation.
There's no recruiting involved in this. This is just you know, getting together and talking about everything and just making sure we've thought through all the angles and doing what's best for Kyle. And there's no recruiting. I mean, they know what's at Clemson. They know what's at stake. They understand, you know, his potential as a quarterback. They understand the experience of being at Clemson. They love it. You know, this is just about, you know, getting all the facts and making a decision that they as a family feel the best about moving forward. Who knows the future? Who knows? You know, if he does walk away from football now, you don't come back. You know, it's not like you're a guy that was drafted out of high school. You know, you don't ever start your eligibility. You know, he would basically forfeit his eligibility, and if he ever came back, if it didn't work out for him down the road, he'd have to try to go right into a professional league, and you know, it'd be a much more difficult transition than it would be if he continued to play another year of football. You know, I still think he could play football in the fall, enter the NFL draft, you know, and see what happens in both of them. But obviously the Rockies have stepped up and have said, you know what, we believe in you. You're a guy that we want to, you know, try to groom to, you know, be part of our future. But there's a lot of first rounders that never get there. So there's a lot of unknowns. So I think the biggest thing is making sure that at the end of the day, if it goes great in baseball, great. If it doesn't, that financially, he's made a very wise decision for himself, his family, his future. And so there's no recruiting, just information and I'll try to be as helpful as I can. I've got an opinion, but it's just an opinion.
You mentioned two quarterbacks, Wade and Taj Boyd. If he were to leave, would you think about the possibility of bringing Wade back in as a guy who's been around it longer, and maybe kind of start out with him and play Taj some, or haven't you thought about that stuff?
No, we just go to work with those two guys, let them compete in camp, and whoever gives us the best chance to win when we open up September 4th, that's who you go with. But regardless of what we do, Taj Boyd ain't gonna stand on the sideline. He's got to play. He has to play, and he's very, very talented. He's going to get better and better, but ultimately we're going to play the guy that gives us the best chance to win that day. And to sit here in June and say it's not Mike Wade, that's not fair to Mike Wade. I mean, we'll just let him go to work, and whoever competes and comes out ready to be the starter, that's who will start the game. But and even if Taj Boyd is the starter, Mike Wade is going to have opportunity to play some, because you're talking about going into the season with two quarterbacks that really have not a lot of experience. So we'll have to get them as much opportunity to play as possible. So that'll be the case. And then the biggest question will be, who's our third guy? Is there somebody on the team that we look at grooming? Is there a freshman coming in that maybe could be a emergency guy for us? I mean, there's a lot of things there to me that we'd have to look into. But I feel very confident with the two we have. It's just they're not Kyle Parker coming back 14 games under their belt in an ACC Atlantic Division title and 20 touchdowns. So that's you obviously lose that, and you kind of have to start back over. But again, it is what it is, and that's why you go recruit. And I'm thankful that we got Mike and Taj, and wouldn't want any other freshman other than Taj Boyd. So we'll make it work. Don't make any excuses. We'll just line up, do what we got to do to try to find a way to win every week.
So Kyle's dad didn't give you any insight at all?
No, we just talked. I congratulated him. We talked a little bit about the ball game. I just told him, hey, listen, you guys, right now the important thing is for Kyle to stay focused on baseball and stay focused on Clemson and trying to help Clemson, beat Alabama this weekend and go to the World Series. I mean, that's what he needs to be focused on. And we'll sit down when the time is right and talk about all the other. But me and Carl, we'll be talking a lot. Carl's great. We talk a good bit, and he'll certainly keep me in the loop on what's going on. And Bart, I cannot believe you would wear a Mississippi State shirt this off.
Somebody gave it to me for free. What can I say?
All right.
Oh, sad.
You trying to get us to go